Welcome back to American Girl Collectors. So I'm gonna do a room tour today because I haven't done one in months, and I did fix some things up in my home. I added some new stuff, and I did move around my toys. And so here is my shower. I added a new faucet to the shower. I also added these new nice rugs to it and this laundry basket, washroom. I really love the dark red color. I usually go for a deep red and black. Those are my favorite colors. So that's always nice. So getting into this room, this is the activity playroom, also my pet room. So back here I have toys that I never play with, a skateboard, stuff that I don't really pick up but I still need a place to store. This trolley is filled with pet stuff. I have 3 pets that I look after, a bunny rabbit, a hamster, and a cat. And I always take very good care of them, but that means I have a lot of like pet foods and everything they need. So that thing is always really full and stocked up. Midnight, say hi! Bunny rabbit? My hamster's in there somewhere. Yeah. So, and then my cat stuff, these are toys also. And then here is the stuff I've had for DIYs, but to be honest, I haven't made a DIY in a really long time. Halloween was actually the last time I made a DIY. This is my American Girl area. By the way, the other day I added this book to my collection. It's called A Surprise Find. And about a year ago, actually, I was doing Dive Right In, and it was so much fun. I kind of like wrote all up in here, but I made lots of notes, and I had lots of fun making stop motion based off this book. And then I went Christmas shopping a few weeks ago, and I ended up finding this book, and it seems like they're thrift shopping, I guess, but it's going to be lots of fun. I'm going to wait till Christmas is over to work on that. And I am excited for the new Girl of the Year 2021. I don't know at all because usually last year they had leaks on Instagram, but this year so far I haven't seen any leaks. And so I have movies, books, and these activity kits and whatnot. Some other books, Harry Potter. Back here I have my clown and dolls. I have about like 20 of them, maybe less. Of clown and dolls, and I keep them separate than I do with my other dolls. So I made this little curtain for them, and they're in here all stacked up. So here's my AG pet corner and laundry room. I was combining this area with their living room, but it didn't look good, and I was like split it because laundry rooms are separate from the living room. And then since I have lots of pets, I said, well, why don't I just make one room? And so that's where I keep it. Here I keep my Disney princess books and Disney fairy books. And my beautiful Harry Potter plushies. I love them. That was this room. Oh, and my curtain. My mom made me a nice curtain. And it just looks really great. But if I do need a table or like some counter space, or I want to sit down and eat something, all I gotta do is open up this table. So, you've probably seen in the last stop motion, I redid my dog's walls also, and that's actually a sunroof, as you can tell. It came in Luciana's box, activity kit, science, technology, engineering, math, and it's a big poster. It's not even open up all the way. I have to fold it, but it really does look like they have a night sky window. And they can even pull out the telescope and like aim it to the ceiling, and then they'll be like looking at the stars. So I chose this floral print because it can be a print that they use all year round, and it's pretty. So, that's my dog's bedroom. This is actually their bedroom. Can you believe how big it is? Yeah, and their little Christmas tree. And then, getting into this room, so back here, then I put up this, what's this called? This poster board. And it has a magazine of Harry Potter open up to all the Harrys from the different movies. I just leave it open, and then my hair bows and stuff. Here are my awards from when I was younger. Different school awards. This is the American Girl trifold where I've been filming their Christmas stuff. And then down here, you've seen already before in the last stop motion that I drove the camera around. This is their washroom. I did add a bitty baby table, changing table, which is a great idea. And I also added some baby lotion and baby powder. But yeah, now at least the baby can be there. Christmas stuff. So this is like a living room meets kitchen. Instead of having it in that room, now it's there. More space here actually. This is my bed. Is it not the most beautiful bed? Oh, because the curtain, the rug on the floor, and the bed, and everything, the curtains on that wall also match, and it's just like, it feels like I'm sleeping at a hotel every time I sleep in this bed. It feels wonderful. So there's this mat, and then this curtain. I like to leave this cabinet open for some pictures. And here, I don't think I ever got around to showing this, but so this is my bed, and another curtain up here. My mom also gave me that curtain, and then my bed sheets. You've probably seen this when I was showing my car stove. That's just like a floor poster board. And then my mom also made these curtains for me. And here are my beanie boots. I love curtains. And actually back there's my couch. In that corner I keep my exercise stuff in the morning. Like 5 in the morning is when I like to wake up. My mom makes fun of me because I wake up like really early for some reason. But I just wake up at that time. I really don't know why it's that early, but so I pull it out for about half an hour, I work out, and then I put it back there. This is what I use when I go outside and film like in the snow. You're probably wondering if I destroyed my cell phone making that snowman outside. No, because this is an underwater cell phone case that I bought in the summertime that can go in the water. And so in the snow, since it's always wet anyways, I thought I could still use it, and my phone is kept safe here. So this is my new TV. My mom and brother gave me this TV. He didn't need it anymore. He got a new one, so he gave me this one. It was so cool. I like to watch, well, I don't really watch my own videos, but if I were to upload a video, I'd play it on here, and then I could see what I did and see if I did a good job or not. So in here, they're my stuff, like my clothes and whatnot. But down here, I keep my doll stuff. And I never figured it out before, where I like make some space in these shelves and hang some other clothes up there. So now I have this drawer empty, and it's just a perfect way to store your doll clothes and little shoes and stuff. I have not shown my Tamagotchi. Actually, I evolved it. I had a Tamagotchi going for 40 days, which means she was like 40 years old, but then she died because if it gets past like 30 days, they start to die easily with Tamagotchis. I came up with this brilliant idea on how to store clothes. And if you're like me, you like to collect more than one, you don't want to just like put them in a storage bin because you'll feel guilty. You want them to be nice and organized. So I'm going to teach you how I made these. And this will probably be a great DIY Pinterest hack or some type of storage idea if you want to try it out. So I had this like really big shelf in that room, in this room that I'll show you later, and I was trying to make space out of it. So I took these shelves off, like the boards, and then I said, what if I were to like get books? Basically what I did, I found big hardcover books that were all black. Once you take the plastic or the cover off of it, it's black underneath. But it took forever for me to realize that you have to glue the book shut. And these are books I would never read, to be honest. I mean, I'll probably use them more here as a shelf than I would reading it. So I didn't mind gluing them together. But all I did was make a few lines. I actually chose 6 books, 6 big books, and I made 3 shelves out of it. So you want to make sure they're the same height, of course, or else like they will be like lopsided and it won't stay properly. But I used an old yoga mat, and once I glued all the pages together, I glued 3 strong books to the yoga mat because it's foam. like a shelf liner, and it'll just like melt into the foam really well, and it'll stay. So once I did those 3, I measured if the shelves would be in the proper space. So then I put 1 shelf on it, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I could put another shelf. So I got another 3 books, did the same thing. I glued it to the wood, as you can tell. I used hot glue, and I was really worried my glue gun was going to bust on me because of how badly I was trying to squeeze the glue so nothing would fall, no shelves would fall. And then once I put those 3 books there, I put the last 2 shelves. And I was like, wow. But of course, you don't want to be like tossing the toys around like, oh, I want to take this and like throw them back. You got to be careful with these shelves because they're obviously like handmade, right? But they still work very well. The other day I had to go outside and I needed to grab these 2, Elsa and Anna, which were under like a whole bunch of other dolls. And I was worried everything was going to fall, but it didn't. But down here we have the Cabbage Patch Kids. So I had to store them by dolls that I don't pick up frequently, but I can still look at them, of course. And if I do want to take them out, I just gotta be gentle. I just gotta slowly pull them out. So it still works. Oh, by the way, here are the Disney fairies. This one was Fawn that I had made. I don't remember all the names. Rosetta, I think. Okay, I don't really remember the names. But here's another one, and a yellow one, and then Tinkerbell. So yeah. That is how you make shelves. And my ponies and Littlest Pet Shops and even Barbie dolls are finally all in one place, organized, neat and tidy. Look how many toys I fit here. There's like 100 toys that fit here. And it's not like it takes up too much space either. So that was this room. And now let's get into this room. Okay. So if you're wondering another way to store toys, I have plushies and other toys, as you may notice, here. So when I film my doll stuff, I have it like down here, right? But I have a whole bunch of toys that I used to keep behind in like corners and stuff, but then I felt bad that I was like locking them up, and toys don't like to be kept in the dark. So I said, why don't I go to the store? You can probably DIY this yourself. But I went to the store and I found, it was only like $1 actually, for these, you put like coats and stuff, and then you zip it up and you hang it in your closet. Coat hangers with compartments with a zipper. But if you don't have, if you don't go to the store, I'm pretty sure you could just use like a plastic bag with a coat hanger at the top, poke a hole, seal the bottom, and you can fit a lot of toys from there. I mean, look how many toys I had discreetly up on the wall. Here I have some AG bags that I collected when I go shopping, but it's nice to know that all my toys are here and not, I mean, that TV, I didn't have room for that TV before because of these toys. So the shelves I was talking about were these ones. I have to make room for their little backyard. But behind there, it's just boxes of Journey Girls and My Life Bags and stuff. And even up there, here I have some battery operated toys. And I keep them here because here are some also battery operated electronics and stuff. My Nintendo 64, my Nintendo Wii, my karaoke machine, like things I'll never use again. But because I had them growing up, I don't want to go to the way. So this is a good, cool area. Them in a cool area. Here is my American Girl boxes, as you may notice. The swimming pool is in this bag because I put that away like when it was September, and I'm only gonna bring it out when it's like May probably. So for all these months, I'm just gonna have that. I'm gonna make it seem like it's a winter theme, and they can't go swimming in the winter, so it's gonna stay there. So, that is how you properly store toys. And you could definitely put it in your closet. I mean, I have it here because it's like a toy room. But if you don't want to really have them in the way, you could definitely put them in your closet. You should probably make sure how heavy they are because some of these dolls are pretty heavy. And I don't want it to rip or anything. But it should be fine. That was a detailed tour of where I live and where I film my doll stuff and where you find me most of the time.